What's good, MTekkers? My name is Alien and I'm from SMPGaming, and I'm bringing you some Pokemon. Now, that was probably the worst way I could have ever said that, but not to worry. My opponent is TRGM, or Trick Room GM, and he's leading off with a Espeon, and I'm leading off with my Choice Band Sizzle. Now, I'm predicting the Hidden Power Fire, and I'm going into Heatran, but at the same time, I forget that he has a Arcanine. Now, it didn't really go through my head that Arcanine might have Flash Fire or anything like that, because I don't tend to see them all that often. But sure enough, he predicts my Fire Blast and goes into his Arcanine, which is a little bit annoying, I guess. And I didn't realise that Arcanine could use close combat, so in a way, I just wasted my Heatran by staying in, which is kind of a... Okay, no, that is a bummer. It really is. But anyway, my Heatran's like almost dead, and all I can really do is either set up Stealth Rocks or go for an Earth Power, and sure enough, I go for the Stealth Rocks just purely because I thought it would be in my advantage to set them up. But yeah, as I said, I do lose my Heatran to an extreme speed, and that would have been really handy to have around later on in the game, especially for dealing with his Dragonite, just purely by walling, I believe it's the Outrage that he uses. But anyway, enough spoilers. I go into my Landorus and decide to go for the U-turn, expecting him to switch out, but he stays in. I'm like, dude, what the hell? Why didn't you switch? It's just like predictions. I'm like, but what if I used Earthquake? And he was like, oh, but you didn't. I was like, screw you. So anyway, I go into my Rotom Wash, and he goes for a Flareblitz, and I'm like, this is gonna hurt, because I really don't want to get too much damage onto either of my Pokemon. I don't really want to waste any more either, but unfortunately it does do a heck of a lot to my Rotom Wash, and that means that he's either gonna switch out, go for an extreme speed, or you know, just stay in as fodder. But he does, as I said, go for the extreme speed, expecting the fact that I might be Scarfed, and I do go for a Volt Switch, which means that I can save what's left of my Rotom for another day, which is absolutely immense. So I have my Rotom Wash come back to me, and then I send up my Latios, which is, next to Landorus, probably the best option I could have gone for. But he sends in his Teleporter, or his Espeon, and I knew that because it was running HP Fire, it would most likely be slower than I was, because the minus speed EVs. So, sorry, minus speed IVs even. So I had to go for a Draco Meteor just to make sure I got rid of that Espeon, and sure enough, it does one hit KO, which is awesome. So Jim sends in his Conkeldurr, and I'm like, that's a problem. I'm going to have to switch out because my Latios is at -2 special attack, and I have Psyshock on this, so that is kind of bad. So I switch into my Rotom Wash's Death Fodder, and he goes for a Bulk Up, and I'm like, I can't Will-O-Wisp this thing because I know it's going to have Guts. I can't really do anything other than have my Rotom Wash just be there for Death Fodder. Now what I didn't realise at the time was that he didn't have Bullet Punch, so I was able to get off a Pain Split so that I could recover a load of health on my Rotom Wash and try and get the advantage over him. Unfortunately, this doesn't really last all too long because he goes for a Payback, and that is going to do a lot. It just brings me right back to where I was before, more or less. So at this point, all I can do is just purely and simply go for a Hydro Pump. Luckily for me, the Hydro Pump doesn't miss and does a heck of a lot of damage to Conkeldurr, actually finishing it off, so thank God for that. Otherwise, I would have been in some serious trouble. So, as I said, at this point I'm still thinking, Rotom Wash is definitely going to be fodder, so I might as well leave him in. But then he sends out Ferrothorn, and I'm like, wait, I can save this. I can save this for later, for when it's more useful. So I'm going to Volt Switch out, and I believe I go into my Sizzle, purely because I want to get a superpower off. Now, as you can probably tell, that isn't going to be as easy as I make it sound. A Power Whip, obviously, it's not going to do a great deal to Sizzle, but he's probably going to be able to predict the fact that Sizzle is carrying a superpower. So, that begs the question, why would you stay in? So, he switches out, goes into his Nightmares, and I actually fall for it. I go for the superpower, completely forgetting about his Sableye, and then think, oh wait, he can use Will-O-Wisp, can't he? So yeah, I'm basically forced to switch out into my Rotom Wash, use him as death fodder, and sure enough, I do get Will-O-Wisp. So it's a good job that I switched out, to be fair. And at this point I'm thinking, well, I can go for Pain Split and shrug off a lot of that damage. But unfortunately, I do forget about the Prankster ability at this point, and I did forget that a lot of these kind of carry Taunt, so I suppose the next move was kind of in vain. He does go for the Taunt. Now, what Taunt does is, it basically forces me to use attacking moves, so it means that I can't use Pain Split, which is like a status move, if you wish. It's kind of annoying, I guess. So all I can really do now is attack with either Volt Switch or Hydro Pump, and I'm pretty sure you can guess which one I'm going for saying he's going to switch in a Ferrothorn, and of course I do go for a Volt Switch, just to make sure that I can get out into a better kind of opportunity to attack, if you wish. So as I said, I'm going to switch out, and of course go into my Scizor, which is probably my best counter for Ferrothorn as of now. So what I don't want to do is kind of like over-predict and think, oh, he switched into Sableye, but at the same time, I reckon he's going to predict me to go for a U-turn and stay in, so I'm like, alright, might as well go for the safe option and go for Superpower. And sure enough, I managed to KO that Ferrothorn, so that's one Pokemon, or one less Pokemon to worry about, rather. It does do a bit of damage with Iron Barbs, but of course this again leaves me open to Sableye. But rather than going for Sableye, he actually sends in his Dragonite, and I'm like, this is a problem. What exactly can I do? All I can really do is switch into my Rotom Wash and use it as death fodder, because a superpower is not going to do anything to a Dragonite, which is kind of annoying, I guess. But he actually goes for a Dragon Dance, and I'm like, what? No, why? Ah, damn, crap. So all I can do is kind of go for a Will-O-Wisp and hope very, very much in vain that he doesn't go for an attacking move, but of course he does, and that annoys me, because now I'm going to have to send in my Landorus and hope, again, that my Stone Edge doesn't miss. So I go for my Stone Edge, it avoids the attack, it goes for a Dragon Dance so that it can outspeed me, and I'm screwed. The only thing that walls this Dragonite right now is Sizzle, and I don't think it's going to do me a great deal of good. The Dragonite goes for a Dragon Claw, and sure enough, there goes Landorus. So I'm a little bit... Actually no, to say I'm in hot water is an understatement. I am in a lot of trouble right now. As I said, all I can do is go into my Scizor, go for a Bullet Punch, and hope for the best. And unfortunately, a Bullet Punch is going to do nowhere near the amount that I need it to do. So, again, I'm a little bit screwed right now, especially now that he has Fire Punch, and I'm like, damn it, what do I do? All I have left is basically, let's think, I have my Latios, and I believe I have Terrakion as well. Neither of which are gonna really outspeed the Dragonite. But yeah, I'm gonna try my best with the Terrakion, which I was hoping would at least do me some good by living, and of course, a +2 attack Dragonite with Dragon Claw is easily gonna wipe the floor with my Terrakion. So thank you for at least trying Drakion. All I have left now is just my Latios, and Latios is no way going to outspeed a +2 speed Dragonite. So it is basically a good game. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this match. Please do leave a rating. You know we love it when you like it. And do subscribe to me, SMPGaming. That's youtube.com/SMPGaming. And of course, subscribe to MonsterTekkers.